My girlfriend didn't want us to be seen in public because she was embarrassed about my appearance. My name is Christopher. I'm 23 and I'm in my final semesters of college studying systems engineering. Until a few months ago, my life was pretty normal. Classes, assignments, video games, and hanging out with friends occasionally. I've never been very social or the type to draw attention. Everything changed about 5 months ago when I met Alba, who's my age and studies fashion design. She's the kind of person who turns heads when she enters a room, tall, slim, with long dark hair, always dressed impeccably even for a quick coffee run. I was shocked she spoke to me first, as I'm not the kind of guy girls like her typically go for. I've always been a bit chubby, and while I don't think I'm unattractive, I'm no movie star heartthrob. We met at a campus cafe while I was working on my laptop. She asked to share my Wi-Fi because her phone wasn't picking up the signal. That sparked a conversation about our majors, how much we hated online classes, and things just flowed from there. Soon we started going out. At first, I thought she just wanted to be friends, but after a couple of weeks she said she enjoyed spending time with me and found me sweet. Her exact words. It was a huge surprise. After a month, she suggested we be a couple. That's when things got weird. Unlike other couples I know, we barely went out in public. No photos together on social media, no meeting in crowded places, always at her place or mine. She said it was because her parents were strict and conservative, and they'd freak out if they knew she had a boyfriend. I understood at first. Everyone has different family dynamics. She promised we'd go public eventually, just needed time to talk to them. Soon we'll shout our love from the rooftops, she said, and I accepted it because I really like her and wanted it to work. But 5 months later, nothing's changed. It's gotten weirder. When I go with her somewhere, like the supermarket or a cafe, she acts like we're just friends. No kisses, no hand-holding, no hugs, treating me kindly but with distance. Once, I tried kissing her cheek in a parking lot, and she stopped me instantly, laughing nervously, saying, "Not here, I feel weird if someone sees us." It made me uncomfortable, but I didn't want to argue. For context, Alba is stunning and has modeled for small local clothing businesses. Her Instagram is full of professional photos where she looks amazing, with lots of followers and guys commenting, asking her out. She says she ignores them, it's just work and I shouldn't worry. I believe her because she's affectionate and attentive when we're alone. But I can't shake the feeling she's embarrassed to be seen with me. I don't want to sound insecure, but the thought haunts me. I'm an average guy with some extra weight and she looks like she stepped out of a magazine. Last week, something made me think hard. A mutual friend threw a small birthday party, and to my surprise, Alba was invited. I thought it'd be the perfect chance to be a couple in front of others, but it wasn't. She greeted me with a quick hug and a dry hi, like we didn't see each other daily. During the party, she treated me like everyone else. Chatted, laughed, took photos with her friends, but with me it was just small talk. When I tried sitting next to her, she got up, said she was going to the bathroom, and sat somewhere else. That hurt more than I want to admit. After the party, when everyone left, she texted an apology. "Sorry if I made you feel bad. I just don't want gossip yet. I'll tell my parents soon, I promise. I love you." It left me with more questions than answers. If it's just about her parents, why act like that with friends who have nothing to do with her family? Why avoid me sitting next to her? I tried talking to her directly. 2 days ago, I asked if she was embarrassed to be seen with me. She laughed, hugged me, and said, "Of course not. If I was embarrassed, I wouldn't be with you." It reassured me briefly, but deep down something felt off. I'm not the type to snoop through phones, but lately I've wondered if she's hiding something bigger. Maybe I'm not the only one she's seeing, or there's someone she can be public with. I don't want to think badly, but in public I feel invisible to her. Today something else unsettled me. I went with her to buy materials for a school project. While walking downtown, we ran into a guy who seemed to know her well. He greeted her with a big hug and they chatted for a while. I stood there, but she didn't introduce me. When he left, I asked who he was and she just said, "A friend from high school, don't worry," quickly changing the subject. I don't want to sound paranoid, but it feels like I'm her secret. I don't know if I'm overreacting or if I should be genuinely worried. She says she loves me, but I don't understand why she keeps me hidden. That's it for now. I just needed to vent and see what others think. Update: I didn't expect to write again so soon, but what happened these last few days left me shattered. After reading comments on my previous post, I decided I couldn't live with the uncertainty. Everyone agreed I deserved the truth, and if Alba truly loved me, she wouldn't keep hiding me. I invited her to talk at my place. From the moment she arrived, she seemed nervous, barely making eye contact. My heart was racing. I knew this conversation could change everything. I took a deep breath and got to the point. "Alba, this can't be a secret anymore. I can't keep going like this. Either we're a real couple in public or we're done." She stayed silent for a few seconds as if struggling to process it, then looked at me with an expression I'd never seen: fear. "Christopher," she said, voice trembling, "it's not that I don't love you. I really do. But I'm not ready for people to see us together." "Why?" I asked, feeling a knot in my throat. "It's been 5 months. I can't be your secret forever." She started crying. I sat beside her, offered a tissue, but she didn't take it. Through sobs, she said something I never expected: "I don't want to ruin my image." "What?" I asked, confused. "You don't get it," she continued, tears in her eyes. "My whole life I've worked to be the pretty girl, the one who turns heads. People see me as an example of how someone should look. If they see me with you, with someone like you, the gossip will start." It felt like a punch to the gut. "Someone like me?" I asked, trying to stay calm. She looked away. "Christopher, you're kind, you're sweet, but you don't match me physically. She paused, struggling. "I'm much prettier than you. People can be cruel. If they see me with you, they'll say things, they'll mock me." I couldn't believe it. "So you're embarrassed to be seen with me?" I asked, voice rising. She shook her head, but her words said otherwise. "It's not embarrassment, it's that I don't want people to think I settled, understand? If you lost weight, took better care of yourself, got handsome, then I could show everyone you're my boyfriend." I froze. "So I'm your fixer-upper project?" I said, anger and pain mixing. "I have to earn the right to be seen with you in public?" "Don't say it like that," she replied. "I just want you to be your best self." That's when I snapped. "You're not an influencer, Alba," I yelled. "You're not a celebrity. Who do you think you are, setting conditions for loving me?" She went silent, face red from crying. "It's not my fault," she said coldly. "It's your fault for being fat." Those words were the final blow. I felt the air leave my chest. Without another word, I grabbed my keys and left my own apartment. I wandered the streets aimlessly for an hour, tears streaming down my face. I knew I was insecure about my body, but I never imagined the person who said she loved me would weaponize it. When I returned, she was gone, leaving a text: "Sorry for what I said. I just want you to improve. I love you." I don't know if I feel sadness, anger, or disappointment. Maybe all of it. The image I had of her shattered. This week I've been in a kind of mourning. I haven't replied to her texts or seen her. I've lost my appetite and don't want to talk to anyone. My friends have checked in, but I haven't told them what happened. I can't understand how someone who claimed to love me could say something so cruel. Was it an outburst, or does she really think that? At night, I lie awake, replaying our moments, wondering if she ever saw me as her equal or always thought I was beneath her. I don't want to be dramatic, but something in me broke. It's not just her rejecting me in public, it's making me feel my worth depends on my looks. That hurts. Today I finally replied, I need time. I don't want to talk now. I don't know if this is the end, but I can't stay with someone who thinks I'm an embarrassment. Maybe this is a sign to take care of myself, not for her, but to feel good about me. I don't want the next person in my life to love me half-heartedly or conditionally. Update: it's been almost 4 weeks since I kicked her out of my apartment. I won't lie, these weeks broke me. I had days where I didn't want to get out of bed, barely ate, and just stared at the ceiling, wondering when everything went to hell. But I also had days of anger, rereading her texts, her cold words, "It's your fault for being fat," burning in my mind. One day, I decided I wouldn't stay down. I joined a gym with a friend, started running in the mornings and eating better, not to prove anything to Alba but to prove something to myself. Today, when I thought things were calmer, she showed up at my door. Seeing her again hit me like a punch. She looked different. No makeup, swollen eyes, messy hair, nothing like the always perfect girl I knew. She seemed fragile, like she'd been waiting to collapse. "Christopher," she said as I opened the door, "please let me talk." I let her in, though part of me wanted to slam the door. She sat on the couch, the same spot where she'd blamed me for being fat. This time, instead of coldness, I saw desperation. "I'm sorry," she said, bursting into tears. "I'm sorry for what I said. I didn't mean it. I was angry, scared, but I didn't want to hurt you." I didn't respond, just looked at her, arms crossed. "I love you," she continued, wiping tears. "I love you as you are, chubby, shy, everything. I don't want you to think you're less than me." My heart raced. Part of me wanted to believe her, to hug her and forget everything. But then I remembered the nights I felt like her secret, not worthy of being shown to the world. "So we can go out in public now?" I asked, voice hard. Her guilty expression turned serious. "There's something I need to tell you," she said. My stomach churned. "What?" She took a deep breath. "I joined an up-and-coming modeling agency. 2 weeks ago they offered me a contract to grow professionally, but there's a condition." "What condition?" I asked, dreading the answer. "They want me to fake a relationship with one of their guys for marketing. It's to build a perfect couple image for social media." I went silent, processing. "The same guy who hugged you downtown?" I asked coldly. She nodded. "It's all fake," she said, as if that fixed it. "Just for social media, it means nothing, I swear." I laughed, not from joy but disbelief. "Let me get this straight," I said, staring into her eyes. "Not only are we not going public, but you're asking me to stay quiet while you pretend to be with another guy in front of everyone?" "It's temporary," she tried to justify, "just until the campaign ends." "Listen to yourself," I shouted, unable to hold back. "You're not a famous model, Alba. You're pretty, you've done some local gigs, but you're not a celebrity. What image? What fans? Who cares about your love life enough for this charade?" She cried harder. "It's important to me," she said, voice breaking. "This is my dream. If you support me now, we can be free and show our love for real soon." "Show our love for real?" I repeated bitterly. "Do you hear what you're asking? You want me to stay in the shadows while you parade with someone else, pretending you love him? I'm not your backup plan." She stood and hugged me, but I didn't hug back. "I swear you're the only real thing I have," she whispered. "I don't want to lose you." I gently pushed her away, looking into her eyes. "If you really loved me, you wouldn't ask this. Love isn't hidden, Alba. It's not a contract or a marketing deal." She sobbed harder. "Please be patient. After this, we can be together without issues." I shook my head. "No more," I said firmly, my decision already made deep down. "I can't do this." "Christopher, go," I said louder. "I don't want to be in this. I don't want to be your shadow while you play at being someone you're not." She froze for a moment, then lowered her head and walked to the door. Before leaving, she said softly, "Forgive me." I hope you understand someday. When the door closed, the silence in my apartment was deafening. I sank onto the couch, tears burning my eyes. I cried until I had no strength left. But when I calmed down, I felt something I hadn't in weeks: relief. It hurt to lose her, but what I was really losing was the feeling of being invisible, a secret. For the first time in months, I felt free. That night, I deleted all our photos and messages, not out of spite but to close that chapter. Tomorrow, I'll hit the gym again, not to change for someone else, but to become the best version of myself. I deserve someone who loves me openly, not in hiding. Update: it's been several months since everything with Alba. I'll admit, when it ended, I was wrecked. I couldn't stop thinking about her words, that I tarnished her image, that it was my fault we couldn't go public, that if I lost weight, maybe she could show me off. At first, it filled me with rage, and that rage drove me to join the gym. It started as spite. I wanted to prove I could change, be the man she wouldn't be ashamed of. I woke up angry, fueled by her words for every rep. But something shifted. Weeks passed and I started feeling better about myself. Not just physically, though I've lost weight and look different, but inside. I stopped going to the gym for her and started going for me. I found myself enjoying the routine, the music in my headphones, the tired but proud feeling after a workout. Now I can say I'm at peace. I don't go out of anger or revenge anymore. I go because I like it, because it's my time. I recently heard from mutual friends that Alba's still doing some modeling, but nothing big. The up-and-coming agency was practically a scam. They didn't pay, made people work for free, promised exposure and portfolios, and delivered nothing. Most girls quit, and some publicly complained about being exploited. I felt a bit sad for her. Not for me or what happened, but because I realized Alba was living in a fragile world, chasing an image that didn't exist. If I learned anything, it's that you can't put your worth in someone else's hands. For months, I felt worthless because someone I loved said I wasn't enough, but now I know I was always enough. Just with the wrong person. I don't know what'll happen to Alba, and I don't care anymore. I hope she finds herself someday, stops living for others' eyes. For me, I've learned something simple. Self-love is the one love you should never lose.